Hey guys, this is Christine, aka Shmel.
And this is Shaika, also known as Shy, and we are Flawless
Inspiration.
Oh, can you see that we're having, we love our name. We just love it, clearly.
I hope you do too.
It really doesn't matter as long as we love it.
True.
Anyway, our topic of conversation today is going to be on forgiveness. And I will let Christine lead.
Guys, I always lead. Can we get an amen?
Hallelujah! I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what I would even start to say regarding forgiveness.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't. I know how important forgiveness is, obviously, for our betterment individually. Because I feel like you'll keep yourself at a standstill if you don't forgive. But I feel like, yeah, you should lead.
Okay. So, we'll talk about forgiveness when people hurt us. How important that is.
Oh, that's generally right.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna touch on also just forgiving yourself.
Oh but that's part of forgiveness, though.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She's so cute, guys.
And now you got my brain spinning now. I love it.
Spinning. The wheels are spinning. Show
Honestly,
me how.
we
like
just
a little hamster.
We're so off the cuff with our videos and stuff like that, so that's why it's a little. Sometimes it's because we don't really talk about it, we kind of feel like it's more fresh when we just give it.
Yeah, we want it naturally to come to us. We'll talk about the topic, but we'll let it come to us naturally.
Yes. So that's why it's right now I'm coming up with a little but she kind of got my gears going with.
Oh, them gears are going.
You got my gears going, girl. You got my gears going,
girl. So forgiveness. People have done me wrong, whether they were friends or somebody maybe I was talking to, or maybe somebody I was with. They've done me wrong, and I have accepted what they've done to me. I've inhaled it, and I've let it go. I think one of the best things you can do is just let it go, right? I know that it's so hard sometimes to let things go when people hurt us, and we just hold on to things. I know it's just a human nature kind of thing to just hold on to things, and I think that allowing it to kind of just let it go into the universe, the world, or whatever you want to call it, it's just so liberating, you know?
Absolutely.
I don't believe in being bitter. If you hurt me, that was your decision. You hurt me, and now I can move accordingly. I don't have to be angry or bitter towards you, because truthfully, that's on me now. Right?
It is, absolutely.
So it's heavy.
It so is. It's so
heavy, right? And it doesn't allow you to be who you're supposed to be if you're walking around angry at somebody else. You know?
Absolutely. I mean, forgiveness to me, I realized how important it was for my betterment, to be honest. For me to be able to live life and actually not really have resentment towards people and judgment towards people. And I really had to take things for face value when it comes to forgiveness. At the end of the day, most of the times when people do you wrong, it's because of what they're personally going through, most of the time.
Yeah.
It's not 100% of the time, but a lot of the times. And sometimes they unfortunately take it out on you.
Yeah.
And sometimes when somebody does something to you that you feel is so wrong, so a lot of times they may just tell you straight up what the issue is, but you yourself don't want to accept that explanation, so you hold on to it just for that simple reason, know? And that right there is so impactful, I feel. Hold on. So forgiveness to me is super important because of the fact that you're gonna really only just hinder yourself and your progression, your personal progression, if you hold on to things that, especially when it's outside of your control. All you can control is your feeling. No one's saying is to forget that situation or action, but you have to really forgive. And for me, forgiveness really came from my parents. I'm gonna give my parents for example. I honestly, when I was growing up and going through that process of growing up and having living in separate household from my parents, I really was resentful to a certain extent towards my parents. You know, I resented them and I was angry at them because of things that I felt like I was lacking at that moment, you know? And the reason why I was feeling that way is because of how such other people, how they live, and society, this picture perfect quintessential family, it's supposed to be like this and it's supposed to be like this and it's supposed to be like that, you know? And as I'm getting older and older, I had to really realize in my heart, you know, and I had to forgive my parents. I had to forgive them because at the end of the day, they did their best. They did their best with what they had and what they were dealt with. They actually were amazing parents. They co-parented very well despite them being together. You know, there was, you know, and I just had to really truly forgive them. Realize that they're not super people. They're not superhuman people that are supposed to be so perfect, even though they're my parents. Like, we have these expectations of our parents that we have them up on this pedestal and we expect them to do no wrong. And if they do, you know, like, I mean, it's like, you know, that they're human, and me being as a parent, it's like my son, for instance, if I continuously do something wrong that I'm working through to kind of get better, my son will tell me, you know, Mom, you know what, I see that you've been trying, you know, yes, you were wrong, but I see that you've been trying, you know. I don't know necessarily that I always I mean, I don't remember how I thought, obviously, when I was around his age. I don't remember, but I know that I resented my parents, you know, and I really think that I resented them because of what other people would say outside of that dynamic and how I felt like life should have been. And I felt slighted.
Yeah.
And when I really look at the whole situation now as an adult, I had such an amazing upbringing. I was able to be in different demographics of spaces to know how to handle myself, and I feel very cultured because I was exposed to so many different cultures and aspects of people and stuff, and I wasn't kept in a bubble in a box. My parents were very free and allowed me to be very independent. You know, my father taught me so much about being, you know, a black woman and being strong in who you are and knowing my history. You know what I mean? And my mother, she just also, she captivated that also with like giving love to people no matter what, and being giving and supporting your family. So there's so much that I've learned, even though I didn't even realize how much I truly like learned from them, like so much amazing things. And I used to be so mad at certain aspects of my upbringing, and it's like, you know what, Shaika, that's really kind of, you know, they didn't, like, parenting doesn't come with a book, you know. So I really had to forgive my parents and ultimately forgive myself too, you know, like forgive myself for not knowing any better, forgive myself for treating them some type of messed up way, you know. Because I used to hold on to so much resentment that, like, even talking to them sometimes I would just be get an attitude and just be nasty. And it's like, it's the, you know, and my father, God rest his soul, he's not here today, but I have to even think to myself now and have to I talk to him still, and I even still to this day like apologize for how I used to act, you know, because it was just so bad sometimes, like how I used to just so act, and it sucks, you know. But the thing is that yes, he's not here in present form, but I know he's always with me. I you know, I have signs that he is here present with me, you know. But it just sucks that I didn't really nurture that relationship when I was younger the way I know now to make sure that I nurture that relationship, you know.
Yeah. And
I'm trying to do better with my mother, you know, I'm trying to do better in that aspect and stuff like that, but like forgiveness is key, and it started with them, you know, forgetting them. But it's like I learned that later on in life. To like not to hold on to things, and it took for me to go through so much challenges in certain situations in my life for me to grow and realize, like, at the end of the day, I had to really forgive myself too, you know, forgive myself for been judgmental, forgive myself for not being perfect, forgive myself for where I'm at in life, forgive myself for everything, right?
Yeah.
It's just tough because it's like, you know, we want to hold on. Oh my God, they did me wrong, so I'm not messing with them. If I see them, they don't exist to me, you know, and all this other stuff. And it's like, realistically, you care. I mean, if you holding on to that much resentment, then you're gonna keep thinking about it, and it's gonna keep dragging you down.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. That's why when I say that I let things go, obviously I'm human, and it definitely affects me in a sad way, because I'm very like I take things very strongly personally, yeah, and I definitely get very very sad, like maybe a day or two, but after I really like have thought about it, I really let it go. Because if I sit there and really think about, well, this person did me wrong, I literally will drive myself crazy. And if I hold, like I said before, if I hold on to that bitterness, then I'm just walking around all angry, and that person's walking around free, right? They hurt me and I'm angry, but they're free. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, really just let it go. It's so liberating to just let it go.
It really is.
It's so freeing, like,
yeah.
And I've been hurt. You know what I'm saying?
We all have.
We all have. Yeah, exactly. I've been hurt. Not taken away from anybody else's hurt, but I'm just like thinking in my mind, because I'm always thinking, yeah, it's a lot of hurt. Not to get crazy personal, but there was a time where this man severely beat me, and I was able to hug him, right? I was able to hug him.
You mean like now you would be able
recently to? I hugged him.
Oh, nice. Yes.
I let it go. And it's a great feeling to just be able to look at you and forgive you. I don't have to forget what you did to me. Right. You don't now I will hold you accordingly to the way I will move with you. Yes. But I can forgive you.
Absolutely. And especially too, yes, everybody, I mean, the people that hurt people, it's like, they're human too, and they're hurt people.
Yes. Thank you. I was just going to say that. And it's so true. And, and how many adults are walking around in their childhood hurt?
Oh, absolutely. Right? 110%. Because I was one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I feel like everyone's going around hurting people rather than forgiving, just going hurt. I don't know. It's just sad. But I've learned to forgive, and honestly, I've learned to forgive through my pain.
That's a good point. Yeah. Wow, that's powerful. Yeah, I had to take for me to pray to get to be able to forgive people. I had to pray about it. Absolutely. I had to pray about it and just kind of let it up to God. Whatever that person let it, every situation is different, but like for me, I take things hard too. It's just like I'm very nice, I'm very giving. If somebody needs me to be there for them, I'm all there for you. So I take things like, because of the fact that I know that I have your back 110%, and whatever I tell you is only to help you. I'm never gonna try to drag you down. If somebody does something to me, it hurts me to the core. It really does.
Me too. If I invest in you.
Yes, and it just
it bothers me.
And I'm the type of person, I have to have a conversation, or I want to have a conversation so that way I can get to the point where why did we go left. I need to know and understand, because if I don't know and understand, I can't trust that you're not going to do it again.
Exactly. If you remain in my life, and see, that's hard for me. That's one thing that I have to honestly say, is that it's always been hard for me, and I've never been in a situation where somebody has actually cheated on me and I had to forgive them and move forward with them. I don't know if I could actually do that, except actually my son's father, when I was very, very young, I was 16, 17, and it continuously happened. I was very young and very naive, but as I grew up, I don't know if I haven't been in that situation,
I haven't either.
Because it's really hard. I'll forgive that you went out and you cheated, but I'll never forget you deceived me and I loved you, and that's why it's very hard for me to overlook when somebody betrays me. I forgive that you betrayed me.
Yes,
but now you changed the whole dynamic of us. I forgive you though. I'll pray for you. I've prayed for people that have hurt me physically, mentally, that have hurt me. I pray for them, but I forgive them. But can I continuously have them in my life like you're in my life all the time? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair though. At least that's honest.
That's hard for me. You betray me. and I loved you,
Yes,
like you
that's
said,
tough, yeah.
I take it to the core. Like, it hurts my soul when someone betrays me. Like, it really does, or it really hurts my soul.
Yeah, but this is to me, it just comes down to the person like not really being honest, and they're doing that to themselves, really.
They
like
are, they are.
That if to me it's like if you're in any type of whatever relationship it is, friendship, whatever it is, you need to be honest. You need to just be honest, like whatever it is, because to me it's better to be honest than not say anything at all. Because me personally, a lot of times I can see right through it, you know. The person's not telling you that they're feeling some type of way. They just move different, and I could feel that energy of them moving different. And you looking at me side, I could sense it. I don't know, but I just could see it. So even though you don't say it, I know what is not being said, in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just feel like I wish we all could stand in our truth.
Yes, man.
It's hard. It's hard. And I think it's hard because it allows you to be vulnerable, right?
That's fair.
Like we talked about it. Vulnerability, right? Like, to be vulnerable is, like I've talked about it, we talked about it. It's just like your authentic self. So,
but I think also is that people feel like if by saying whatever exactly that they feeling and being honest 100%, that it might cause conflict. And to me, it's worse when you don't address it.
Absolutely.
Acting like the elephant in the room doesn't help the situation. It just doesn't. Yeah.
How many times have you been in that situation?
Oh my God. I want to have a conversation. I'm not I don't want to. I used to do that a lot, knowing that somebody's done something to me and I'm acting like everything's okay. And, the person's trying to kind of get back into the same space or trying to at least have a conversation. In those instances, I'll just fall back because I'm not going to... I know myself. I'm so easily forgiving in a sense where... I would say forgiving because I will talk to you again. It depends on the level of...
Exactly.
It depends on what they did
to you.
It depends on what they did.
Yeah.
Plus, it's like, it depends also what I know how you are as a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of layers that go into it, obviously. But for me personally, it's just like, I forgot my train of thought. For me, it's like if I know somebody did something to me, I'm going to be extra cautious with you. I really am. So if you think that I'm acting funny, then it is what it is. But I can't just, especially if you don't even give me the opportunity to have a conversation. Like I need to kind of get to the root of what is the issue. And I know in the past I've not necessarily been the best at doing that. I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't think that necessarily I've always been the best in just being straight up with the person. But I think that, too, the reason why I would hold back, because I am a very vocal person, and I generally say exactly how I feel. I don't like to sugarcoat things, and I like to tell people straight up. Because I feel like people deserve me to be straight up. And I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. I just say how I really feel. And some people may...
appreciate that.
Yeah, some people feel that may be no filter. But what I need to learn is when to say something. That's what I need to learn. Or maybe
have your no filter, but your delivery. I think
it's the delivery.
I think your no filter is dope to me. I appreciate your no filter. Or I think it's also in combination of you being so passionate in your delivery.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just you get pumped, but not necessarily in a pump way. Like, I want to fight you. Pump.
No, it's not that at all.
It's just you're like so pumped to deliver it.
Yes,
yeah.
And that's it. And I'm very passionate when I speak.
Exactly.
So it comes off as aggression.
Exactly.
And it's not that at all.
Yeah.
It's just that because I'm a very passionate person.
Yeah.
Like if I have words to say, I'm meaning it with my heart.
Yeah, exactly.
And with intention and not necessarily negative. It's not negative
exactly.
intention. It's just with intention of resolving the matter. You know.
Yeah.
I'm big on it. And even when people come to me and have conflict, most of the time I always say have a conversation, because talking behind the person serves no purpose. It just serves nothing. To me, that's for small minds to be sitting there chipper chapper and chatting behind people's back.
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous. And we've all been there. We've all done it to a certain extent. But as we keep going forward in life, that shouldn't be an excuse to be doing it. It doesn't make sense. If you have an issue with somebody, because for me, I'm going to tell you straight up, if the same thing that I'm saying behind your back, I'll say it to your face. That's just how I am.
Agreed.
I will say it to your face.
Yeah.
You come up and ask me, I'm going to say, yes, I said this,
yeah.
and that and the third.
And this is why I said it.
And this is why I said it. And then not to, because, and a lot of times it's not, most of the time it's not because Because I'm not a hater. I love everybody. I'm just not a hater. I'm confident in who I am. I love people. I love to see the best in people. I love to see people be their best self. So with that being said, I'm going to say exactly how I feel, and it's not in a way to drag you down. Never is a way to drag you down. I'm gonna say things to uplift you. Now how you receive it, that's another situation.
Yeah.
But I had to even forgive myself for me being authentically me, and because people would say, like, you know, like even my siblings, they were like, Shaika, you're just too harsh. You're just too harsh. Oh, you roll your eyes, this and that. You're not giving it a chance. While I do understand that they're trying to help me, coach me, be better at my delivery, I don't necessarily always receive it well, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, you know, but that doesn't mean that I don't listen and I pay attention to what they said. So I had to forgive myself for even that, just for being me. I am very hard on myself at being as a perfectionist. I am very hard on myself. I judge myself a lot. I'm very conscious of making sure that I'm doing the right thing in life, just in general. I'm very conscious of that, you know. So with that being said, I am very hard on myself when somebody gives me constructive criticism. I sometimes take it too hard because I think that there's something wrong with me, and I'm learning to forgive myself in a sense to know that no, Shaika, there's nothing wrong with you. You just have to redirect that energy and then make it more in a productive way when you're delivering it, because everybody can't, and I have to learn how to also deliver it, know when it needs to be real harsh. Look, this is like, I'm no nonsense. I love you, but you have to learn that you have to know that this is nonsense. And then I have to know to be delicate and to be able to be, you know, to give it to someone depending on what they're going through at the time, to be more delicate and kind of handhold that situation and not be so harsh.
Mm-hmm.
I would always meet things with harshness, like, oh my God, that's nonsense, and I don't want to hear it. And it's like, Shaika, everything is not just nonsense and you don't want to hear it. You have to have some time and patience to understand their point of view and have some sympathy and empathy for them.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes with too. And it's like, as I'm learning and learning and learning, I'm learning more and more that I know nothing, you know? And no one knows everything. You know as much as you've learned through time. Exactly. But there's an infinite amount of knowledge. So with that being said, that's what made me realize that I had to change my train of thought, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so forgiveness is important within yourself for sure, as you brought up, and you know, because that's what jogged my memory about, you know, forgiving yourself, because it's so important. And
forgiving yourself for like dealing with somebody that you shouldn't have, especially a woman. Like, I think that, I'll use me for an example. I've definitely dealt with people that I probably shouldn't have dealt with, right? Mm-hmm. I was aware of certain characteristics, whether they were in men and females, you know, females being my friends or ex-friends, and males being that I knew who they were as individuals that I shouldn't have dealt with. And I had to forgive myself that I took that chance with them when I knew from the start who they were as an individual. And sometimes we get so hard on ourselves when it doesn't work out, but we knew from the start that it was going to work out. Because
your spirit talks to you and tells you if it's right or wrong.
Yeah, and
you don't want to believe it because you like to see the good in people.
Yeah, and me being who I am, I feel like I want to save the world. Oh my God, he's hurt and he's had a rough upbringing. I'm going to try to save him. Listen, beautiful ladies, we can't save them. No. And men, you can't save her. They got to save themselves. And I learned that the hard way. I've tried to save some men in my lifetime. And
I've been there.
I've
been there.
It hurt my soul sometimes. I felt my soul just cry from trying to save these men. And it's sad, but yeah, I'm reminiscing in my head as I speak, as I'm quiet here. But yeah, so I had to forgive myself and say, you know, Christine, it was a lesson learned. Like, let it go and forgive yourself. You did what you had to do. It's okay. He didn't see you for who you were and your worth and how much you could love him. And he didn't even probably have the capacity to appreciate your love.
Because generally the person doesn't even love themselves.
Exactly.
You know?
Or maybe he didn't get that love growing up.
Right.
So how could he appreciate the love I had?
Right.
My love was too big for him.
Exactly.
Not that he wasn't worthy
of it.
Absolutely not. I'm not saying that.
But he didn't feel like he was.
Exactly.
Because sometimes people block their own self. They block their own happiness of whatever their perception
Absolutely.
or whatever we went through. You're
We
stuck
do
in
that all the time.
all the
especially
time.
women. Like women are just amazingly beautiful. There's so many women watching this that are so amazingly beautiful that don't know their worth. That don't know their worth. So we deal with something that is so below us, not taken away from who that man is, but just taken away from you. You're taken away from you when you deal with somebody like that. And you have to know your worth, right?
You have to know your worth, and you have to forgive yourself for faltering. You have to.
And if you don't know your worth, you end up dealing with something that you're not supposed to. Yeah, so forgive yourself and move on. I think that was the best thing that I could have did. Don't dwell on it.
Yes.
Let it go.
Let it go. Give it out.
Breathe it in. Let it out.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, I'm not perfect, man. I'm learning every single day. You know, as each year goes on, as each day goes on, I learn. I learn from her.
Yes, I learned from you too.
Thank you. I learned from, you know, my friends. And it's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. You definitely taught me like unconditional love and just having patience for people, because I have to be honest, I do have lack of patience for people. I do, but I guess it's to a certain extent. I just have low tolerance for nonsense. I just really.
It's true. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Like,
but at least I'm honest about you know how I'm feeling. You know, I'm not being fake, and I'm not like acting like and it's like I peep everything. Like some people they act all nicey, and then they throw little sly remarks and stuff like that, and it's like you know, I won't say anything, but I see you, so I'll fall back. You know,
and as I'm progressing in my life with the changes within, I'm.
You're like to see that too. Other times I would just ignore it because I want to fit in or be part of, you know, whatever, be a part and stuff. Feel like I'm worthy to be a part, and it's like, yeah, Shaika, that's not your cup of tea.
You don't need to be a part of that circle.
You just don't, because if you're gonna be some type of person that's giving sly little remarks and stuff like that, it's like it's not even worth it. I don't have time. No. I don't have the patience or the energy to be dealing with that. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't need to be arguing with you. I don't need to check you. I don't need to do anything but just keep it moving and live my best life.
Yeah, and that's
without
draining
you.
too.
Yeah.
All of that energy is draining. Like I love.
It really is.
I just love organic friendship. Like we're just kicking it. Like this is my girl. Like we just kick it.
We just talk about everything under the sun. And
like
goofy and just laugh.
Goofy as hell.
Just laugh and just joke, and then we have time of honesty where I'm like,
she don't agree with me, I don't agree with her sometimes, you know what I'm saying, and it's cool. Like I appreciate her honesty.
We're not here to be friends just to yes man each other to death.
Yeah,
right?
Don't yes man me. Shoot.
No, it's like if something needs to be fixed or tweaked, I hold Christine accountable to tell me, because if you care about somebody, in my opinion, you're gonna tell them the truth because you want them to be better. Why are we walking around here lying to people and not telling them the truth? So if somebody's walking around and look a mess, you're just gonna let them go out and look a mess? That's not a friend that I want.
Yeah, no.
That's not a friend, not a man, not nobody that I want, because you're not looking out for my best interest. You want me to fall, and you want everybody to laugh at me like you're laughing behind me too, because you just let me go out and look a mess. That's not fair. That's not right. But definitely, you know, but even if you did accept that, you just have to forgive yourself, you know? You just have to forgive yourself and know that at the end of the day, that was a point of time and period that you had to learn. But the experience is to grow, to learn, not to, because if you keep going through the same experience, it's probably because you didn't learn.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know how many times I had to go through the same tired experience? It's because I didn't get it.
There you go. That part.
I didn't get it.
That part.
And when I got it,
you realize,
man, it's one of the greatest feelings in the world when you get it. Like, I don't want that no more. Like, what? When you find your worth.
Yes.
When you find your worth.
Oh my God. And it's so funny. This is jogging my memory, because I remember one time, a long time ago, this is before my husband, I was dating, a long time boyfriend, and he had went away, and somebody that I didn't know that well, that was close with my dad, she had said, she told my dad, oh, she doesn't love herself, and this, that, and the third. And I remember being so angry that she said that. Like, how dare she? She doesn't even know me. She's talking about I don't love myself. Yes, I do. If she knew me, she would know I did, because of this, because of that, because of this. And it's like, wait a minute. I'm not realizing until now. This was over almost 20 years ago, okay? almost 20 years ago, right? So I'm dating myself. Anyway.
She's only 21.
I know. I'm in my 30s, but needless to say, I remember now that it's so crazy because that pops in my head now, and I'm now realizing what she really meant. She meant, like, if at the end of the day, if you really love yourself, you wouldn't be putting up with the nonsense that you were in that last situation.
No.
If you really love yourself, you would know that is not good for you in that. I'm not meant for that relationship. If I knew what was really good for me, I wouldn't have done everything that I did and stayed and all this other things. I just wouldn't have done that. It's so funny. Like, sometimes you don't realize things until way after the fact, right?
Yeah. I consistently think about, like, getting off the subject of forgiveness because this is a good topic right here. Mm-hmm. But I specifically remember one time, this was after me and my ex had separated. We were separated for a long time. And I remember dealing with one particular person, and I remember, I might have said this in the past. Mm. You probably know the story. I went all out for him. It was his birthday, and I got this really nice hotel, and I bought him, like, these sneakers and these Beats headphones, and I got us, like, a nice dinner reservation in a comedy show in New York or something, and I really went all out for him. And I remember getting in a little argument with him. I don't even know why, because I don't like arguments, actually, to be honest. But he looked at me and said, "I didn't ask for that."
Wow.
And I was so taken back by that because when I deal with somebody, I really had the tendency of giving you, I don't want to say giving you my like, here, take the whole Christine. But I'm really all about my being authentic. Mm-hmm. And giving you a good part of me. Mm-hmm. And that, like, crushed my soul. And I remember just crying so many times while dealing with him. And now that I look at it, I'm like, I didn't love myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't love myself. Not even probably like crying.
Aww.
Not even like 10% probably. Because like you can't love yourself. You can't love yourself and deal with someone that doesn't appreciate you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I'm only crying because it's so sad that I feel bad for women that are just so kind and beautiful and that just deal with men that don't appreciate them. Like, it's so heartbreaking, you know? So I think the best thing a woman can do is love yourself.
Absolutely. It's important. It's actually important. Love yourself. Forgive yourself for making that choice and being with that person. The person taught you something. Look at it as that. And that's what I had to learn recently. Like, at the end of the day, actually, I learned it a long time ago, thankfully. And I think that's what's helped me being my marriage to be so successful. In the beginning of my relationship, I would always tell my husband, before we got married, like, I'm never going to put nothing past any person. I'm never going to put nothing past, almost like putting in an atmosphere. Like, at the end of the day, you probably, and I could never say 100% if my husband did anything or not, but he makes me feel so secure that I don't feel like he's ever done anything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's a trust factor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about anything else, but it's just like, but the whole point is like, I had to forgive, like, my past situation. I had to forgive that guy that didn't appreciate me. I had to forgive him. I actually had to I had to thank him, not in his face, but just thank him for the lessons that I learned. I
would love to thank somebody in my face that didn't appreciate me. Absolutely. Right?
And
not in a sarcastic way, like, thank you for not loving me.
Because then now I know better, right? You know? So it's like, for me, and what I am thankful for is that I learned at a young age, because I started dating at a younger age, 16, 17 years old. So around that time, I learned I was in a long-term relationship. I was even I was talking to a guy in high school, and then from that I went to a long-term relationship, and that long-term relationship taught me so much. It taught me, like, you have to be strong. You can't just assume. You gotta lead. You really gotta lead. You can't be following like a puppy dog behind people. If somebody is growing and they're not growing with you, then something's up with that situation, and that's really why it ended. Like, I saw myself, we both here, and then I'm going like this, and the person's staying like that, and it's not to shade anybody,
No.
Everybody's progression is what their progression is. It just, his progression just wasn't for me.
Yeah, and it's in Shaika though, like, a lot of people do stay. they do stay because we're so afraid of change. Like, what if we leave him? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if we leave
People get
him?
comfortable with the
They
situation.
do.
Or
They
they
do.
think like, oh my God, if I leave, then everybody's going to reap the other
Yeah.
person's going to reap the benefits. But it's
Yeah.
not. It's like, how that's kind of selfish. Because if you could be your best self without the person and he could be his best self without
Absolutely.
you, then why wouldn't you want
Yeah.
that? That's
And
really, to me, is true love.
Oh, she stole the words right out of my mouth. That is true love. I know I love people. I've loved people in my life. And if they're happy with somebody else, then I'm genuinely happy.
And I'm a testament because your ex is with somebody else
Yeah.
and you're actually happy. You have no problems
Not
with
at
it.
all.
And that is amazing, you know, to know that you and him have a cool relationship as just parents and he's with somebody else, you know, in a situation, you know, in a long-term relationship and you're good with that. You're like, good, as long as y'all happy over there, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's amazing because there's so many people that feel like it's weird to be cool. Like,
no, we should talk about that as a topic, right? How important it is to be able to do that.
Oh, I felt, yeah, that's definitely a topic because I feel like it's ultra important.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like,
for your children.
For your children, it's absolutely important.
To be able to co-parent.
Oh my God,
Listen,
yes.
If it was my way, I would have him on here. I'd be like, come on, girl. Come sit here. Come sit. I don't hold no resentment, nothing. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. And I'm dead serious. You know I'm dead serious.
I know you are.
I know y'all are like, is she serious? No, I'm dead serious.
No, she's really serious. That's amazing because that's a beautiful thing because a lot of people are not like that.
Thank you.
But to me, like,
forgiveness, right?
It's forgiveness because at the end of the day, just because somebody does something rotten to you doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that they're 100% a bad person.
No.
Because at the end of the day, a lot of times when we're walking through situations, we're like, oh my God, he did this or she did that. I can't believe it. Rah, 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 right? But when you were with them, they were this wonderful person. They could do no wrong. Meanwhile, you saw their flaws and all and still overlooked it. But the minute that you're not together, now it's a big problem. Oh my God, they're so disgusting. Well, what does that say about you that you even took the time to be with that person?
Yeah.
What does that really say about you and your choice in that person? They clearly had something that you like something about that person that you were with them. So at the end of the day, they must have some good in them, you know? And at the end of the day, all people are not bad.
Exactly. I was going to say, most people have good in them.
Most people have good in them. Unfortunately, it's what you're going through in life that may change it, make it go this way or that way.
Yeah.
And obviously there's exceptions, but you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day.
Most people are not like...
Right.
People, like,
right.
Yeah.
So you need to forgive. You need to forgive. You need to show your kids that you forgive. There's so much forgiveness. Forgive and release. Because at the end of the day, when you don't, you're going to be... I don't know. I mean, I'm living my best happy life. I really am. Like, I'm so... I mean, I'm every day is not all peaches and cream, clearly. But...
Peaches and cream.
But at the end of the day, like, it just feels so, like, liberating. My heart feels so open and pure, and I feel so, it's not heavy because I don't have any negative intentions. I'm like walking around like, oh my God, I don't have to side eye this one or that one. It just feels so good to not have to just go anywhere and not have to feel like, oh, here I gotta deal with this. It's just so great. I mean, yes, sometimes I am like that. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm a little annoyed, but then I gotta check myself. Shaika, get yourself out of that. No, don't do that, Shaika. Don't do it. Don't do it. I have to check myself.
I check myself too.
It's like parenting yourself to remind yourself. To like, don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Yeah.
Or talk to a friend that's not gonna bring you down that negativity spiral path.
Yeah, that's important.
Because I've done that with you. Like, oh my God, Christine, I'm a little annoyed. And she's like, well, Shy, maybe this and maybe that. And I'm like, you know what? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I've gotten feedback recently though, because I had to do this school project. I won't say who gave me the feedback because some of them are watching it. Mm-hmm. But they said, well, I don't like when you try to correct me when I'm trying to be negative. No, but I get it. Like, sometimes people just want to vent, but I know in this situation, like, you do appreciate me bringing you back.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can go down and like spiral out of control. Yeah, like, and so to avoid that, why allow that?
Why allow it? Because you know it's only gonna, like, there was this friend that I had for a long period of time, and I still love her to this day, but we unfortunately don't talk anymore. And I feel like the reason why we don't talk anymore is because I was super honest with her. I was like, you know, there was one situation that she had talked to me about, and she's like, you know, she had unfortunately not a good situation with her child's father. And she expressed to me like, oh my God, I know. She was telling me about a situation, something that had to do with her child's father. And I'm like, you know what? Why are we even talking about this? Like, does it even matter? Who really cares? Like, who, it's not that serious. And it could have been my delivery that didn't help the situation. But we're not.
Or your lack of empathy, right? Because she was probably in her feelings. But it was coming from a good place because you're a good person.
Like, I really...
But I can imagine, like, she was probably in the core of her feelings.
Oh, right. Because it's like, at the end of the day, you co-signing on some negativity is only going to keep dragging you down.
Exactly, yeah.
And it was a point that I was kind of tired of hearing her complain about it.
Yeah, I understand.
I was like,
I've been there.
Because it's like, you're such a beautiful person, but you're never going to progress in life because you keep... worrying about nonsense. Who the hell cares what this person think? Who the hell that cares what he's doing? And it was like what she was explaining to me, had to do just with words. It had nothing to do with anything else but words that were being said. Who the hell cares? And why do we care about this? And why do we care? Why do we care? You know that you're a beautiful, amazing person. Why do you care? So it's just like, it does get me aggravated to hear that, because if I see that you're repetitively doing something and I want you to change it, it's my fault, because instead of me, taking the time to gradually tell her, I probably just did it right in one shot.
Yeah.
And that's where I know I probably...
and that's where forgiveness comes in.
There you
because
go.
truthfully, you were just trying to be... You genuinely loved her.
I did.
You did.
And I still do.
Yeah.
But we're not friends, and I don't want to be friends again.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to let a friendship go off of me, me being honest and saying you're better than listening to nonsense...
And she knew the type of friend you were, where you were very direct.
Right.
So I wouldn't stop being your friend because you were so direct with me. I might say, well, Shy, you kind of hurt my feelings, but that's just you being direct, and I appreciate your directness.
Yeah. You
might hurt my feelings, but I'm not going to stop being your friend, but
Yeah.
And maybe it just wasn't in your path and her path to be friends.
Exactly. And that's why it's like, it is what it is. And that's why I don't feel no type of way, nor do I want a friendship now, because that ship has sailed. But that's just a moment in my life where I realized, like, you know what? That's something that I had to address, and unfortunately I lost a friendship over it. But honestly, the lesson learned from me out of that experience is to learn how to just be a little bit more tender when I'm talking with people, and just maybe, instead of building up and being annoyed with it, just maybe I should have said something earlier, so that way she wouldn't maybe think that it came out of left field.
You were probably suppressing.
I think I was.
And then all of a sudden one moment comes and you're like,
yeah.
That happens a lot with relationships, though.
And I said it just like, why do we care?
Yeah. Shaika probably had all this stuff built up, and she was like, I'm just ready to explode. Like, this is it. Yeah, this is the moment.
It is. And it wasn't like an argument or anything like that, but it was just like, I'm super expressive, and that's what I said. And it didn't go the way we envisioned, because we wouldn't have thought that the friendship would have ended over something simple like that. But I mean, it ended more so because it was like, like after the fact that I knew that she probably was annoyed, and I was trying to reach out and she was ignoring me. So because of the fact in the past when she would get ignored and she would get annoyed with me, she would just ignore me. So I wasn't giving her that opportunity again. So I'm like, you know what, whatever, we're not going to talk, and you call me back, I'm not answering your call. And it just kept on it wasn't like she kept calling me. She just tried like probably once or twice, and that was it. And then she just let it go, and it's just sad,
Yeah.
But it's really not, I'm not hurt over it. I'm just like, well, it wasn't meant to be for us to stay friends. Yeah. And she did teach me a lot, and I'm grateful for that experience, Mm-hmm. And it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Yes. So forgiveness, it's ultra important.
So I forgive you. If you're watching,
yes, I do too. The Lord knows I forgive everyone that I felt slighted me, and if you have, you probably do know about it. And I forgive you, and I love you, and I see the beauty in you, because at the end of the day, I know it has nothing to do with me. You know,
it's not about you.
It's not. It's just about everybody going through their turmoil inside, and they need to heal.
We're all fighting battles, right?
All of us.
Some of us just don't know how to direct our fight. Yes. We direct it to the wrong place.
Yes.
But yeah.
A lot of times we direct it to the easiest outlet, and we have to learn to do a better job with that.
We direct it to people we love the most a lot of times,
because they're easier on us. That's the reason why we do it, and that's not okay.
We gotta stop that, and we gotta stop letting people go out of our lives that are great people.
Ooh,
let me tell you, some of you people Not you people. Like, let me rephrase that. Some of the people that let me go, I'm a great person. Like, I'm a great person.
You really
I'm
are.
gonna claim that, cause, and not in a conceited type of way, but yo, I got your back. I'm loyal. I'm loving. I'm not perfect. I'm annoying as hell, right? I can be annoying.
Yeah.
I can be annoying.
I tell you, I'm like, Christine, oh my God, here you go.
Yeah, I can be annoying. But I love you.
Yeah.
I love
Just
you.
as
I
you are.
genuinely love you. I genuinely got your back. Like, I'll do anything, right, Raimi? I will do anything. Like, I will do anything for anyone. You know what I mean? And I'm real.
You really are.
And I'll love you forever.
And you just want people to see people just do great in life, and it doesn't even have to benefit you. You really genuinely want to see good in people.
I genuinely want all my friends
rare.
to win.
You do.
I want
Because there's room for us all to win.
There is.
We're all amazing. We're all beautiful. But please let the goodness show more than the negative aspects.
Yeah.
Because the negative aspects, you think it's cute to have, and it's not. It's really not.
It's not. Yeah, like, let it go. And you know what? This is just another topic, but women, like, love each other, man.
Love up on each other.
Like, she's not my competition.
At
She
all.
is my friend.
We are
and
both
even
beautiful.
Exactly. We're a different type of beauty, but
Yes,
we're beautiful.
but we are beautiful.
Exactly. And that girl over there who's a stranger, we don't have to know her, but she should win too.
Yes, and she's beautiful. Absolutely.
Yes. I hate walking down the street and women have the most stankest attitudes. Like, smile.
Yes.
Like the other day I was walking in the grocery store and this girl was like, you look so beautiful. And I'm like, oh my God, so do you.
Nice.
Yeah, she made me smile. I thought that was the kindest thing ever. I love when women do that.
Especially when people do it just because.
Yeah.
That's like, it's nothing wrong.
That's everything. She made me feel. And then I was like real conceited, like walking through the grocery store.
No, but we just need to get up on our
like,
feelings.
love
and act
each
like
other
everything
more,
is a
right?
competition.
Like, yo, imagine if women can just yell. Like, I like to use yo a lot sometimes. But imagine if a woman can just come together, support each other, support each other's
See
dreams.
how strong we would be?
Like, let me lift you up, girl.
We are better in numbers. We are.
We are.
We are better in numbers. We need to get it together now.
Come on, ladies.
So act like everything is a competition, because there's no competition. The only competition is within yourself. And at the end of the day, even if you're looking at somebody's side eye as a competition, it's really you're competing with yourself, because at the end of the day, you feeling like you have to compete with somebody. That in itself is a problem.
It is a problem.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel like you need to be competing with anybody.
No.
Because if you're strong and you're confident in who you are, you know that there's no competition. Everybody's individually their beauty.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, there's no competition. There's none.
None.
And what society deems as making competitiveness, you shouldn't subscribe to it, because that's not going to make you happy. And if you choose to, that's on you. It is what it is. If you feel like happy and you're living your best life, so be it.
Can we
I'll
sing?
challenge it though.
Living my best life.
I ain't going back and forth with you people. Living my best life.
Wait, you said something before and I smiled in the video. You were talking serious, something about being tender, and I want to say something about tenderoni.
Some hot tenderonis over here now. Yes. Oh gosh, but yeah, it's a pleasure talking to you guys as always. We appreciate
and
you
you
guys
know,
listening to us.
Some great conversations, or not topics, not conversations, topics. People asked us to talk about divorce.
Yes.
I am divorced, so I would love to talk about divorce. I could definitely chime in because she was with me through my whole separation and divorce for 6 years.
I'll be a
So
witness to it.
yeah, absolutely. And Shay can give her feedback just watching from the outside and what she felt. So we would love to talk about that. I know some topics about dating, and just moving on, and I think part of it was forgiveness. Yeah, so we're gonna shout out our peoples that give us the topics and stuff.
Thank you so much. Keep them coming.
Yes,
we love
yes,
it.
yes,
We love
yes,
it.
yes.
We love it. Any feedback and all feedback is highly welcomed. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
You guys are definitely, we noticed, and we're just super appreciative, and we're just ever so grateful for this. You know, just being able to share our experiences and, you know, kind of give, you know, I can't even talk, but thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And until next time, peace, love, and blessings. Bye.